There is a nation in the Bible that God refused to forget. Not Egypt, not Babylon, not even the empires that burned children to false gods. One nation, and their story is darker than most people realize. It starts in the wilderness. Israel had just escaped Egypt. They weren't soldiers. They were exhausted, hungry, disorganized. Families walking through dust with crying children and trembling elders. And that's when Amalek attacked. But they didn't attack the strong. They circled behind. They hunted the stragglers, the elderly who couldn't keep up, the mothers carrying infants, the sick dragging their feet in the sand. It wasn't war. It was cruelty. And the Bible adds one chilling sentence: they did not fear God. That phrase matters, because when people stop fearing God, they stop fearing becoming monsters. God declared that day that Amalek's violence would not be forgotten. But here's what makes this story terrifying. 400 years passed. Generation after generation, Amalek kept choosing hatred, raiding, burning, killing, again and again and again. God waited. Then finally, he gave Israel's first king, Saul, a command. End it completely, no compromise. And Saul won the battle. But he spared one man, King Agag. Maybe it felt merciful, maybe it felt political, maybe it felt wise. It didn't feel like disobedience. That's the danger, because incomplete obedience doesn't look evil, it looks reasonable. 500 years later, a man rises in Persia. His name is Haman. The Bible calls him an Agagite, a descendant of Agag, the man Saul spared. And Haman almost succeeded in exterminating every Jew in the Persian Empire. Let that sink in. One spared enemy almost erased an entire people. No return to Jerusalem, no rebuilt temple, no Messiah, no Jesus. History nearly collapsed because one king thought partial obedience was enough. But God intervened through Esther, and what Saul failed to finish was finally ended. This isn't just an ancient war story, it's a warning. The things we spare today, the compromises we rename as wisdom, don't stay small. They grow, and sometimes they come back 5 generations later. And by then, it's almost too late.